This is a story of making some art with a new 3D printer just for fun. For quite some time, I've been interested in getting my hands on one of these. There are many to choose from, and they're amazing pieces of tech. I've been making digital art for several decades in the commercial and sports world. Here's a blip for you. It does quite often gobble up my creative fuel. I enjoy it, but the return to a freedom to just make art for the joy of it gets set aside quite often. And we find ourselves in these unusual times, so I think it's time to try some unusual things. I picked up this Artillery Sidewinder X1 3D printer. I got a refurbished one from Friendly Hobbies. After I called them, had a friendly conversation, I was settled to take them up on getting a refurb with their special care in setting it up. It'd be better than new. Okay, that's not an exact quote, but that's pretty much what I was wanting to hear, and I think it's true. It's absolutely amazing. I'll gush more over it later, or maybe in another short story. But for now, let's just make something fun. I have the desire to make something new, from scratch, whatever comes out of the old noggin. I don't want to print something that's been printed or a model to download or anything like that. So I'm starting with a sketch. Yep, a bear. Why a bear? Well, that's what happened to pop in my noggin. I do think they're awesome. Now let's just ZBrush this guy into form. Okay, I'll speed it up so we can get to the furry friend. Boom, I am loving this guy. Now a bunch of techie stuff, maybe interesting to some, but not everyone. Maybe I'll cover this some other time. And now I got a G-code file. But I'm very much surprised how little stumbling blocks I'm hitting with such unfamiliar territory. It's amazing. I'm printing in 3D. I know this tech's been around forever, and I've watched a bunch of guys with some impressive prints, and they don't usually have this huge reaction. And I'd get slapped if I compared this to a doctor that delivers a baby and doesn't get the same excitement after a whole bunch. So no way is this anything like this, but wow. It's so fantastic. So here he is. Now let's freshen up his coat with a fresh coat of paint. His name is Buckle, and I am really happy with how this turned out. Yep, I printed those letters. It was a breeze. It's so cool, and I am so glad I finally took the leap to try this out. I think I need to take Buckle next level. All right, I'm gonna just, okay, it's a 3D print, don't worry. I can make more, but there's only one Buckle. Okay, he won't feel a thing. Just need to adjust his position a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna borrow a few goodies from my kiddo. A little gear here. Add some bones. Needs a memory card, of course. A little energy drink. Piece of cheese. Okay, now I'll print out the remote. So here's what you would expect for a controller for a bipedal formation North American black bear. The controls are here and his nose works the direction. I'm working on adding some special features with these buttons. It's going to be great. Now just patch them up a bit, and time for a test run. Walking motion. All right, so here I am with my boys. They've yet to see this robot buckle, but I'm gonna blow their minds. Whoa.
Can I try?
So my first project was really great fun, and I highly recommend a 3D printer for any artist that's considering trying out a new medium to play with. Night, Buckle. Good morning. I probably didn't fool too many of you, and you figured out I did not actually make a robot bear. But this project wasn't all lies. This is my first 3D printer. This is my first project. I'd love, in fact, always dreamed of making some miniature animatronics, but what I really wanted to try was stop motion animation with this printer, especially once I cranked out my first bear. I've not seen anybody use these for something like that. I'm sure it's out there, there's nothing new under the sun, right? But I really had fun making this. It took about 25 bears, doing some loops and tricks here and there, and I blended a lot of frames with just about 6 bears per second to make the walk, the wave, the sneak moves. Here's my bear army. I hope you had fun watching it. If you subscribe and are interested, I'll make a video a little more behind the scenes on what I did. If you don't subscribe and you don't like it, I'll probably make a video a little more behind the scenes on what I did. Either way, I'll definitely use this printer to have some fun making another art project just for kicks. If you subscribe, I'll name a planet after you. Did you know there are this many planets in the visible universe?